Hello, welcome to another thrilling, this is a thrilling episode of Prog Review. And be still your beating heart, because it's the brothers Eno. They're doing their thing today. It's their new album called Mixing Colours. There you go. Brian and Roger, or Roger and Brian, whichever way you want to call it. And what's unique about this is, do you want to know what's unique about it? It's the first Roger and Brian Eno album. I mean, they've worked together and they've appeared on each other's records before, but they've never done a Roger and Brian Eno record. And this is it. This is out on Deutsche Grammophon. I think that's a picture of a sock on the back. I'm not sure though. And yeah, it's a double album. God, do I have to go on? How long is it? That's what she said. Bear with me. If I have it in my digital doodad, it is 1 hour 16 minutes, 18 songs, spread over 18 songs. Wow, what can you say? It's everything you'd expect it to be, in that it's predictably very much Eno's. That's a forward reference to the next review. It's when I put it on. I didn't expect drum and bass, did I? No, I wasn't going to get that. Or any country and western would have been nice. I did like it when I did space cowboy music of Apollo. But what we get here is, it's the Enos. It's gentle. I wouldn't say piano, because I've got a feeling that it's not piano, it's the keyboards, and it's been treated by Brian. Roger plays and Brian twiddles, and you have 18 tracks, and they all, oh God, if I say new age ambient music, you know exactly what they sound like. That's the thing I found a bit disappointing with this, is it sounds like it was recorded maybe 20, 30 years ago. It sounds kind of dated in terms of the tone palette that they choose. There's nothing that says 2020 about this. But then maybe it's meant to be timeless. It's a decision that's been made. But for me, I was surprised by just how old-fashioned it sounded. I was expecting something a little bit fresher, maybe a little bit different. But that's not a bad thing. It's just, I thought things may have moved on when it comes to ambient music, and it hasn't. They're stuck back in 1984 or 85 or whenever the height of ambient new age music was. I don't remember. But what you do get is you get 18 pieces. And, oh God, it was frustrating, because the songs on here have an utter and total familiarity about them, like I'd heard them before. It was almost like it was playing the greatest hits or something. I mean, there were melodies. I'm thinking, where have I heard that from? And refrains that were like, I know that. And it was, oh God, it was really frustrating, because I didn't know whether they were playing a trick on me or not. I felt like I'd been tricked that, actually these melodies are by, from this song and that song. I felt like they were hiding something. And maybe that's what the reference to Mixing Colours is. Maybe the melodies are from other songs. I don't know. I'm not sitting down and compiling what I think they are. But again, it was quite comforting in a way, because I knew where the notes were going to fall, because I felt like I'd heard it before. That it was almost like deja vu, musical deja vu, and I've never had that before. And that was, again, that's what shook me about the record, is it was like I'd heard it before, completely and utterly before, like it was a record I'd known for a long time. Maybe this is a deliberate act. This was the deliberate point of it, is to create something so wholly familiar. But yeah, it gets to a point where you think, okay, it sounds like it's a bad review. It isn't. I'm just stating what the album does for me. on the other hand, though, in these crazy times that we're living in, gonna date this video. Do you remember with COVID-19? Do you remember that when we was all forced to live indoors? That was before the robots rose up and took over. Never did get that Mad Max apocalypse, the future that I voted for with Brexit. Instead, it all went a bit 12 monkeys, didn't it? Went a bit 12 monkeys on us. How did that happen? That's dated the video. But in these strange times, this album is soothing, very much soothing, a soothing record, and it's there to make you forget what's going on. It's there to, be a balm to, modern life and what's going on. It works very, very good. It's very, very good. But then on the other hand of me, the critical eye of me says, it's got pretentious, titles like Burnt Umber and Winter Green and Verdigris and Ultramarine and Cinnabar, not Cinnabon, Cinnabar, and the rest. You can read the titles yourself, and they've all been used before, by people like Michael Brook. I'm going to mention him again. You just think, why couldn't they called it something else? It is a bit ambient by numbers. It is a bit new age, generic new age thing, and again, that's why it felt a little bit old fashioned to me. But that's not to say I didn't enjoy it. I did. I thought it was very relaxing. The job it set out to do, it definitely did, and it was, it filled a space. I mean, I'm surprised it's an hour and 16 minutes long, because it went really quick, even though, on the album I've got to flip it over, got to turn over the vinyl. It didn't feel like it was that long. It felt like it skipped along pretty quickly. So that's a good thing, or is it? I don't know. But yeah, it's a very needed album at this time. It's not something going to crack out every day, but good for a Sunday morning or even a New Year's morning. When you're feeling a bit hungover, it's one of those records that, like I say, it soothes the brow and the raging brow and takes your mind off of things. And it's well worth a listen. And I'll be interested to hear if you feel as familiar with it as I do. Maybe it's because, again, I know Eno and Roger Eno. Maybe I've just been listening to this stuff for too long. There is a familiarity. I don't know. That's why I'm throwing it out there. If you hear this album and you listen to it and you feel that you've felt it before, do leave a comment in the description. But yeah, much needed. A bit like my generative music channel, which I've started, where the music is created randomly and in spits and spats, and we've also got some videos that I've made, just a lot of pretty light show. And again, that is designed to take your mind off of the various things that are happening at the moment. And I'll put a link somewhere in the description so you can click on it and have a look. And maybe it'll work if you're feeling like you can't sleep or you're worried, go to that channel. It's so boring, it'll knock you out in 10 minutes. Worked on my daughter last night, who suffers with insomnia like me. The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, so I put it on for her on her television, and she floated off. And that's what we want, and that's what this record does too. It helps you float away. Anyway, so there you go. That's it. I mean, if you want to have a look at what's inside, that's that. The problem with my copy is side C is scuffed, and so it's got a terrible clicking in the first track. Terrible. Looks like someone's kicked it around the stock room, and so I've got to return it. But how can I? Because I'm a bit stuck. But I've got it digitally anyway, so it's not a problem. But yeah, I know you shouldn't listen to ambient music on vinyl, but this is not strictly ambient. There's more to it than that. There is progression in some of the tracks. It's not all just noises, playing. So anyway, that's it. I've been talking about Mixing Colours by Roger and Brian Eno. It's their first collaboration in album form. I mean, they've worked on each other's work before, but this is the first time it's an actual Eno Brothers record, and definitely check it out if you like, if you're in for that kind of thing. Again, only the smart people would have watched this, so thanks for watching. There's only one more thing left to say, and that is Prog on.